Good afternoon, everyone. My lesson for today is all about LGBT psychology. Introduction. Labels are so powerful it can be used to discriminate and oppress people, like how the German Nazis used the word Aryan race to mean superior and Jews and homosexual to justify their mass murder of what they call just inferior race. However, labels can also empower people to claim their space in our society, especially in the political sphere. Language can be used to avoid offense or disadvantage to certain groups of people, like using person with disabilities instead of disabled, African American instead of black, and LGBT instead of homosexual. Views on LGBT in history. Sexual and emotional attraction towards the same sex has been recorded throughout history of mankind. In China, 600 BCE, they used the terms pleasure of the beaten pitch and broke back. In Japan, they have shudo or nanshuko. Katsui is used in Thailand to refer to ladyboys. In the Philippines, we have the Babaylan and Catalonan, who were mostly women first, but some are males who lives as women. Society attitude toward homosexuality and other gender variants turns through history in ancient Greek. All male are expected to take on younger male lover in practice called pederasty. Some societies, like the indigenous Native American, accepted the celebrated what they called two-spirited person in the dance to the Berdachie. However, later cultures see it as sin, following the Abrahamic religion which branded it as sodomy as a crime against nature. As their cultures colonize other countries, enforce its belief system of viewing same-sex attraction as a sin through violence, such as killing homosexual through burning, stoning, or being fed to the dogs. Homosexuality was classified as an illness in 19th century as basis for them to legally persecute homosexuals, imprison, and commit them to the mental institution. An example of this persecution is that of Alan Turing, the father of modern computing, who was prosecuted in 1952 for homosexual act. He was sentenced with chemical castration treatment, and he later died cyanide poisoning. Views on LGBT in history. As a science advanced through years of extensive research, the EPA removed homosexual as a psychiatric disorder in 1973. This decision was after many years of struggle from the gay and lesbian liberation movement. EPA finally declared that being attracted to people is a natural variation of the human experience. What it does not make anyone any less of a healthy and functioning human being. Now that society is more accepting towards the LGBT, new terms and labels have been used to cater to everyone. The ABCs of the LGBTQIA+. In an effort toward visibility and inclusion, a few letters were added to the LGBT. The term homosexual sounded too clinical and it no longer adequately represent the diversity within the LGBT community. These labels are changing. Some you may be familiar with, but other may be very new to you. So let us try to explain as example as we can. Lesbian, women who are emotionally and sexually attracted to women. Gay, men who are emotionally and sexually attracted to men. Bisexual, man or woman who are emotionally and sexually attracted to men and women. Transgender. When your gender identity, how you feel, is different from your physical sex, male and female. The ABCs of the LGBTQIA+, queer, used by people who celebrate all gender identities, can also mean someone who do not want to be restricted as lesbian, gay, or bi. Intersex. People who were born with 6 genitals or chromosome patterns that do not fit the typical male or female body. Sexual ally. Sexual are people who do not feel sexual attraction to anyone, but is that not mean that they not engage or romantic or sexual relationships. Allies are straight or heterosexual people who are fighting for LGBT rights. Plus, the plus sign refers to all sexualities and do not fit in the LGBTQIA spectrum. The ABC of the LGBTQIA+. Knowledge on the human sexuality is still evolving to their many terms that pops up. Here are the few more to help us become more inclusive. Indigenous people. People whose gender expression, the physical appearance, may or may be distinctly male or female. Gender. Your internal sense of being masculine or feminine or neither. Gender identity. How you feel, man, woman, or neither. Gender expression. How you express your sense of being male or female or neither, maybe through hairstyle, clothes. The ABC of the LGBTQI+. Sexual orientation. For emotional and sexual attraction to the person, sex assigned at birth. Your given sex when we're born has born based on your sex organ, cisgender. When your gender identity matches with the sex you are assigned at birth, non-binary. People who do not feel like a boy or girl, they may feel like they are both or neither. Sometimes they use the pronouns they, them, and theirs. Summary. LGBT stand for lesbian, women who are emotionally and sexually attracted to women. Gay, men who are emotionally and sexually attracted to men. Bisexual, man or woman who are emotionally and sexually attracted to men and women. Transgender, when your gender identity, how you feel, is different from your physical sex, male or female.